Hello. How's it going? I'm gonna stuff together, totally. So, I think it's been a little bit since my last stream. Definitely not my normal time of day, but I took a couple days off because sometimes you just need to take a couple days off. Push this button. So I finally changed my chat box back to the Streamlabs one. I just couldn't get the Mix It Up one to look like, I don't know, nice. You get a little bit better at scripting to do that, I suppose. So we have a couple things to do today. First, I need to get my tablet work area set correctly. Oh, that's not it. It's just gonna... So the fun thing with the XP Pen app that goes along with our tablets and other devices is sometimes it changes the work area that you're working in to the wrong. Basically, it's selecting which monitor you're working on. So sometimes it gets confused and it'll default to my main monitor up here. But the problem is it never labels the monitors the same. So monitor 1, according to XP Pen, is not what Windows says monitor 1 is. Sometimes you gotta guess a little bit. No, that's a fun game when it wants to do that. So anyway, now that's out of the way. First things first, I did a new design in the Rainbow Pickle, but it needs a little bit of adjusting because the colors in the middle are too thin and on the top and bottom are too thick. And then this, we're only gonna look at for a second because I was in a waiting room picking away at it, and not that I don't have the old layers. I started completely redoing the hair and it didn't go well. So we gotta figure that out today too. And then I want to do a little bit of sketching as well. Just a little bit of, I don't know, maybe some line of action or something. I never just sketch anymore. And that's not the way to go about things. Oh my gosh, I don't even have it like... There it goes. It's like I don't even have it bookmarked. It's not my history anymore. That's how long it's been. Because I went to 2 PCs, I don't know how to... I don't know how to put this in stream now. Because before it was just like a window capture. I don't know. So I'm just gonna find something neat, I guess, and sketch it. I have all these references and stuff on my tablet. Oh wait, that's what I was gonna do. Let's see if I put those on my share, because that's actually what I really want to work on. Here, look at this pickle. While I figure out my life, I guess. You know when you just dump a whole bunch of files into a place and don't label any of them? I'm like super good at that. I went through one day just here, I can put this up. Just looking, so for the comic book that I haven't worked on in months, I was just looking at fashion images. This one actually looks a little AI-ish, but I don't know. Just to get ideas for characters, costumes. Why? Oh, so tiny. They go so tiny. Just like the avant-garde fashion world gets so... The way they play with shapes and colors and makeup and I don't know, all this stuff. It's really cool. I guess the mangaka for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure got a lot of his characters' inspirations from the fashion world. That's why they have such neat costumes all the time. Anyway, just got started getting a phone call. Answer it in a little bit. Alright, so that wasn't what I was looking for anyway. I have a whole folder. No, I don't have a whole folder of skull pictures. I have a folder with one skull picture in it. And I gotta clean this stuff out. So every time I need a new folder to move stuff around from point A to point B between devices, I have to come up with like another name for it to make it stand out against the last thing that I named for a different reason. And apparently the most recent one I completely forgot about until I just saw it is stupid motherfucker. Because, yes, that's what we're doing. Alright, I don't have what I want on here. Boo. This is our mandatory 20 minutes of screwing around before we finally start making some art. All these references I have in here are for old projects. I don't like I have references for the, remember Jacko Pose when that was like a whole thing? I have that. Probably don't need that anymore. My music might be a little loud. Okay. Here we go. I wish there was a way, actually, let's find out here. In subview, wouldn't it be cool if you could do subview, like point subview towards a window and not just a file? Celsius, make that happen for Clip Studio. Please and thank you. I don't think there's a way to do that. There's a thought. Something like kooky, you know? Interesting. Something interesting. don't know what the hell this pose is, but I'm gonna draw it. We can kind of discover it together. It's on one of those sites where it's like, is it AI? 123RF has a lot of AI shit on it, and I don't know if it's an actual AI website, but I refuse to go to it and give it any traffic to actually find out. Let's Google it. I really try to make sure that my references doesn't, that they aren't AI generated. 123RF is a stock content site that has integrated comprehensive AI tools, transforming it into an AI-based platform. So it includes a generator, but it's not all necessarily AI generated. Great. Because there's this one model that is all over the place, but also on these AI sites. So I'm just like, ugh. Moving on. Something else. I guess, like, at what point should you stop caring? Should you stop caring? When are these things okay or not okay? When is it taking advantage of, not taking advantage of, but leveraging technology versus feeding the beast? When do we look at a thing and say, hey, this is the wrong tool? I'm not talking about AI anymore. I'm talking about literally, I have to restart Clip Studio. After all that. Hold on. Don't save it. Yeah, if your tablet is not fully set up before you start Clip Studio will complain. Let's try this again. Choose this color now. Thank you. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright, so we have this like neat kind of pose. I'm gonna do this legit today. This isn't like gonna be any kind of cookie sketching. I'm gonna start with the bean. The body is a bean, right? Or it's a sack of flour, or however you want to do it. And I've already started too big, but whatever. Smaller bean. The body is a smaller bean in this case, right? In this case, the body is going like this, right? And then we have some rib cage action over here. The booty, get the back of the bean right there. So according to Bern Hogarth, if you follow the way he does things, you start with the body and you go legs. The weird pose. This is going to look a little extra weird for a minute here. Right? Then you do the arms. Oop. And the reason for all of this is because the torso is part of what tells where the limbs are going, right? So how do you know which way the arms are going if there's no body for them to be hanging off of? And then last, you do the head. And this is also because the head is the most movable part, really. Like, I could do this pose, and the reference I'm looking at, the head is straight on, right? But we could also draw the head, 3/4 or profile. Maybe not quite profile in this situation, but you can draw the head in so many different angles without actually having to change anything else, and it'll look right. And that's true of the arms and the legs too, to some extent. But a lot of times, just like if I were to change the position of this leg, this is supporting the torso in such a way that I would probably have to make some other adjustments. That is a thickums leg. That's not what we're going for. I think I may have drawn the rib cage a little low. Okay. Now we're gonna have a little bit of foreshortening over here. Because this leg is receding a little bit. Oh. And I'm not sure if I can brain that. I like to really just draw it like a tube. Tube that leg. So that I remember this is the top. That lower leg is going back. A little longer. I mean, that's the thing that'll kill your foreshortening too, is instinctively making the limb longer because it looks too short. But it's not, because it's receded. And then I'm going to take the bottom of the top of my cylinder, if that makes sense. And that can be the knee. Or at least I can kind of mark my knee. A little bit of a calf over here. I've completely overworked it, but that's okay. Just messing with ideas here. Toesies. This is going with it. This is completely overthinking. Hard habit to break. If ever it is really like, I really can break it. Here we've got kind of a hand. Oh, he's flipping us off now, so we're just gonna keep a little spiky flipping off hand. Oh, I like this pose so much. I wonder if this is where the JoJo artist got pose ideas too, because this is, and I actually didn't even really bend this pose as far as it is in the picture. So we're gonna break this person's arms and torso a little bit. Made this arm a little long. Actually, I think just push our bean torso a little bit. We don't need to. I do want it to. I'll take this like that. It's like, right there. That actually really wasn't even the torso, it was this leg. Because where it needs to be, this foot really kind of needs to be more or less below this hand. And this leg actually can kick out a little bit. Oh, too thick. It's a little tricky because the reference has baggy clothes on, so it's like take this leg. Actually, I want to bend this leg even more. There. No, maybe not quite that much. I'm just gonna keep breaking it and breaking it. And I said we didn't really have to break the torso, but guess what? We have to break the torso. Just like that. Get that. So much better. Take this. Oh, we gotta fix that head. And I said the head can go ever which way, but I like how there's something about having a head and face. Well, it'd be weird if they didn't do the same thing, but there's something about them having a crazy, awkward pose, and then just having the figure looking straight at you. This person is doing this like it's nothing. Like, this is just how I hang out. This front arm still might be a little long, but go with it. That's all right. Flip it. It's actually not bad on the flip. Just need to bring this mamma jamma in a little bit. That was kind of a goofy hand, but you know what? Everybody's hands are a little goofy anyway. Why they're so hard to draw? Did I make the head huge? So wondering, like, how would you do the collarbone and stuff? I want to be around here. So this is a pretty skinny person. A skinny person in baggy clothes. Which, you know, fashion. You want the clothes to hang a certain way. But also, sometimes it makes it a little tough to figure out what the heck is going on. Here, I don't want to over hip bone this person. I like playing with, like, proportions, especially extreme proportions, but you know, and I also have to be careful with the way you're doing it, I guess. I feel like this is too much space right here. Just gonna shorten it just a little bit. want to shorten the back arm though. Here's what we're gonna take this. Just loop it in like that a little bit. Then do this and just move it till that hand kind of lines up. Beautiful. All right, I'm just gonna call that. Whoa. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that, Clip Studio? I guess I could have just opened up one of the many projects I have with stuff like this in it. I'm gonna call it Doodles 9000. There we go. Beautiful. Actually, one more thing I just noticed. There we go. Small, but it was bugging me. Let's do one more, and we'll get to getting stuff done. Fashion designers really do stuff that is so cool. I've never been able to get very far beyond jeans and t-shirts. Hi Luke, how's it going? This is Clip Studio Paint. Yeah. I like it. I've been using it for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years now, I think. This dude falling out of his chair. It's like there's the poses you've seen a bajillion times, and then the poses that are neat, but I don't want to draw them, and then after much scrolling, it's finally like, oh, I'll sketch that. Because it's cool. Whoa. And then sometimes I just get distracted looking at pretty close. Because why not? And then inevitably more AI crap sneaks in there. What are you gonna do? You know what? Actually, I just wanna... I didn't open my other stuff back up. Alright. Let's go back to the book cover. I really need to stop screwing around and just try and get this thing done. I meant to be done like months ago. So, like I was saying before, I was in a waiting room saying I'm gonna get the hair done while I'm waiting, and I messed it up. I messed it up so bad, guys. There's so many layers. I don't even know which one I was trying to use. This was the base, but then I decided I didn't like how this was looking, because it's just closing off so much of her face, like. So I'm like, well, I need to do something more like that. But then I couldn't get the hairline to look right, because I'm one of those people that will forever cover that up in bangs so I don't have to deal with it. So I never really figured out my way of doing it. Only that. Actually, what even are these layers? Okay. I think I've got it. Is there a way you can tell art is AI? So, the really obvious stuff is very smooth. Like AI doesn't do textures very well. So if it looks kind of like shiny or like too polished, then it's definitely AI. Some of it gets a little tougher, some of the better models, but sometimes it is just a feeling. Like, it's not any one particular thing. You know, if it's like if the hair is a little too perfectly placed, like natural hair, this is more for photographs, but like natural hair will always have those little baby hairs sticking up into places, and AI doesn't do that very well either, so it's like that'll look kind of off. But for as far as like digital art, a lot of times it's just a lot of people describe it as looking shiny. It looks too clean, too smooth. And I just feel like there's just like a lack of personality with it, really. I guess, yeah, there is kind of a feeling that goes with it. So this is not AI. I wonder what would happen if you told AI to make like half-done art. Undecided hair. Anyway. There's a layer in here somewhere. Turn this top one off. This is what I'm talking about here. This one. Alright, that's the old hair. That's when this was like a lot less rendered. I was gonna go really stylized with it. Stop turning the same layer on and over. Okay, this is... I resketched it. We're reverse engineering the decisions I made in a waiting room. Why is there only one layer of guidelines? That's old hair. So part of the problem I was running into is she started to look like she was like floating up and away. You know, like this way. So I've been kind of rotating her to counteract that, and then I added some more hair down here to balance it. And part of it is like the sweeping dress, the hand outstretched over here. But there's gonna be like magic coming down into here. It's like puppet strings, but not puppet strings. And then better hair, obviously, but not bangs. Some sort of swoop without looking anime. And then this is a... Oh, didn't mean to do that. Red thorn flower, so I wanted to also have some petals. But that's gonna be at the very end because that might be too much. Oh yeah, I have to color the hand. And then blend it all together. Probably shouldn't have done that on that layer. Oh well. So... Oh, that's just that little thing. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take that little thing. We're gonna take a hairbrush. There's so many layers. Somebody send help. There it is. It's gonna look even crazier than usual for a few minutes while I sort my life out here. Let's do it in green. That's apparently what I did before. The problem is also just the general flow. We're gonna do some wispy bangs or whatever. How is that gonna flow? Without that anime spike that I keep chucking in there. Definitely want to keep like the rounded. That's not terrible. The roundedness, you know? So we can go up this way. Right? So like, doing this wrong. Go up like, something like that. But not that. Maybe more like, and then we're gonna see this hair kind of going off like that. This is gonna be more hairline. This one. And do kind of the same thing. We want to cover up most of the ear, but not all of it, because that ear is terrible, and nobody really needs to know about it, right? And then it's a matter of does this all blend in like that? Should it? Have a little flick there, a little flick there. I think I actually don't like this coming out quite so far. Like, no, that looks weird. Someday. Maybe it doesn't even need, like, totally overthinking this. This can just be a few hairs, right? There we go. It was just it being so short was really bugging me. All right, so I can work with that. And then on this side, let's make it a little less pageant queen over here. Nothing wrong with the beauty queen, but she's not in a beauty contest here. There it is. I think that's the other thing. I don't want both sides doing the same thing. Hey, you're at the dock? Hey, I was at one of those screwing up the hair on your girl here, so now I'm trying to fix it. It's not gonna be green, she's not gonna have green hair. Also, sorry, I forgot to send a message yesterday. Happy belated to the big guy. I set out just to reshape these front pieces of hair and ended up redoing most of it. Because why not? Oh, fun. I'm going to Beauty Queen with the front of this again. Look at that. Whee! Alright. So let's... Do I still need that? Let's get rid of that. I think I do still need something adjacent to that little... Not a... Something similar. So we're gonna do... this darker. Oh, while I have you here, I have to ask you a question, because I think I found a better color for the dress. This one? There. I was just messing around with gradient maps and stuff in overlays and whatever, and it did that, and I was like, that looks really nice. I think it just kind of helps make, like, I don't know, I think it just ties in better. I might desaturate it a little bit, but it makes the flowers pop. That's a big part of it too. Gives the skin a little bit more depth. I'm just gonna mark this. I don't know. Bleh. Okay. Good. I'm glad we're on the same page there. So I like this hair. I just wonder if I can get this to play nice with it instead of what I got going on there. I do want to incorporate these outside parts. This. I don't need to go up. I don't even know what this is anymore. Just gonna get rid of that. I don't need that. Also, I noticed I made her hand really chonky right there. I'm gonna fix that too. Alright, so we'll need to get rid of this. It's over here making noises, pardon me. Actually, let's do it with this. Ah. Wait. Losing track of the layers again. This is great. Okay, I'm gonna mark this great. I'm getting better at using like the color labels so I can eyeball stuff. Alright, sweet. Yeah, I've definitely not been doing great with just generally getting myself together. I'm actually not gonna delete this stuff here. Just doing layer mask. I do that in the wrong layer. Sure did. This one already has a layer mask. Oh, okay. I see what the heck I did, I think. Maybe not. Oh, it happens though. Much other stuff to deal with sometimes. Okay. Let's do. It's gonna help me get an idea really of how it's all gonna play out, I guess. Now on this side. All right, good luck. want to sweep in front of the cheek too much. All right. I have an idea. Yeah, that's not gonna work with green. Ah, come on, there's gonna be a way to make this work. There, that's more or less it. Got it. Hmm. Oh, this is what's doing it. Okay. forehead. Is her forehead part of the problem? And I think it actually is, but also like why can't I brain this? It's a matter of just like chucking a blur on it, calling it a day. Thing I have not done is put another window up here. I can see how little of a difference half of this makes. I'm so zoomed in on it. Still looks weird. Thought I had it. Thought I had it. Just this right here. All right. I need something to look at. I know some people like just do a line there, like a harsh line or whatever. I can't. I hate everything about the way that looks. Just with my stuff. And if you look at it, the vast majority of people like cover it with bangs. Hey Omega, how's it going? I took the last few days off. I actually meant to stream yesterday and I just didn't. But that's why we were at the New England Aquarium on Monday. Yep. So many fish. Oh, poor Art Karen. All she's trying to do is make sure people can all language and stuff. No, not perma. No. What? Bullying? Bullying? What? I don't know what you're talking about, man. Why can't I make this look right? Alright. Executive decisions. What are you up to today, Omega? What's new and exciting? Kim possibly. Yeah, I could see that. I hope it's not giving that kind of vibe anymore. Please, no more Kim Possible. Okay, okay, good. The problem is when it's zoomed out, it looks so harsh. Part of it's probably the color being so dark against her skin being so light. It demands attention. Yeah, we do need that. I think it's just too, I think it's also just too round of a hairline. You need to stop being so wishy-washy and just do the damn thing. Yeah, I'm struggling really hard with this. I'm not afraid to admit that. This is not how I usually just like cover it. But I didn't like, and it was covered, I just didn't like the way it looked. It didn't flow right. I think a couple of well-placed strands of hair is going to help a lot. Blurring and shading and artisting better. Just need to artist better, I think. We're gonna call this a base. Let's save that. Yeah. I think part of my problem too is I'm thinking about doing other stuff while I'm doing this. I'm cheating on my own art. Feels weird, but kind of how it is. Also, is that really the layer I meant to have in there? That was why I changed it to the other thing, because I didn't like the shape of the back. Crap. That was why I was going with this. Alright, so what's your opinion? Camera 1 or camera 2? Because the other problem with the hair was how bulky it was looking all the time. Hence this mess. Oops, that's not it. The stuff on the bottom will be cleaned up. Actually, it'd probably be somewhere in between this and this. And obviously, this isn't as rendered. See what's happening there. bigger hair is more eye-catching. Yeah, I guess I just need to fix the shape of the back, I guess. This here. Like, let's do... We need more. We need more. So many more nodes. Oh. So over here. I really have to use mesh transform more. Narrow bottom right. It was... Yeah, I'll debulk what I added, but it was making her look crooked. You see it more going this way. I mean, I fixed the rotation a little bit, but it was just adding, like, I don't know, something that didn't look right. That's not it. Okay. That's fair. I mean, the front pieces that I changed do actually go with it fairly well. You need to adjust them a little bit, but that definitely takes us back to the hair being more done than what it was. Okay, cool. No, that is helpful. Because that's the other issue too. You just get in your own head about things, and it's like, well, what about this? What about this? But it could be this. But this is better. No, that's better. Alright, I guess I feel better about the back of it now. This still feels like a gap over here to me, though. Of course, if I just fill it in with some hairs, not fill it in, but there's going to be some of this going around too. Not a ton, just like a little bit, so it looks more like hair and not like a fucking wallpaper or something. Okay, cool. Thank you. Just need to fill in some of these transparent areas. Oops. Are you streaming today? Yeah. Alright, cool. Yeah, and actually with the with everything together, the hairline's looking better too. Don't feel quite so bad about that. Alright, so what we need to do. Take some of this. This. Some separation in there. Yeah, I know what I'm doing if I don't think about it. I stop using my brain for 5 seconds. Weird, right? Alright, so we just need to figure out... just adjust... Okay, that's too many notes for that little thing. One of the best things that Clip Studio did was make it so you can select multiple nodes. Whee! Not what I wanted to do though. I want to turn the whole thing. I just want to turn this. That. I appreciate that. It's hard to... What's the right word? Accept isn't the word I want, but that's the word that comes to mind. Like, internalize that? I guess that would be the word I'm going for. I don't like how these do that right there. I want this one to go like behind here. And not curve up here quite so much. That better. Mm-mm. I do think after the next couple of projects, like the stuff that we've talked about, this I do want to focus more on like the business side of things. I have stickers and prints that I gotta get a shop up for. a whole list of tutorials I need to get working on. And it's not that I haven't had the time, it's that I just have not been getting the shit done. You know, there's not a whole lot of excuse for it at this point. And then the comic, I still have one more of that D&D series comic to do. And then I have so many ideas for mine. I just want to just do it. Can I trade you for video editing? I love editing videos, but it's like the last thing I have time for. I'm just picking at this right now. I should probably take a break. You don't have any tradable skills? Yeah, you do. I'll trade you. This will probably sound like the dumbest thing, but I would trade for thumbnails. I hate making thumbnails. I'm actually not great at it, mostly because I hate doing it. I know I should do it. I know I should have better ones for my streams. I don't do it. You fix the car. Okay, actually, my check engine light is on. I don't think my car is one that you would ever want to work on, though. I can't wait to be done with it. I'm not good at thumbnails either. You're better at it than I am. Sometimes I forget I don't have my camera on and I'm like, oh, I'm obviously just doing something off to the side here, but y'all can't see that. Hey, Luke, how's it going? How are you today? Did you come over from Red Side? Or do I have a double Luke situation here? Doing some work for your portfolio? What kind of work you doing? Tell me all about it. I want to know. I've just been sitting here picking at hair for an hour and a half. Oh, good God. I was actually looking through old stuff the other day and I was like, man, I haven't done something this like rendered. It's not even that rendered. Been working so cartoony for so long. I'm like, it's like I forgot how to do stuff. Where am I on? Or even are we? Wish I could switch my job to like third shift. Stream during the day. I'm really tired while I work all the time anyway, so might as well get something out of it, right? Self-made visual novel? Nice. What's it about? Or is it a secret? What should I do with this section of hair? I might have two versions of the hair right here. Because what's going on right there makes absolutely no sense. That or this is supposed to connect there. But it shouldn't be that big. So let's do this. So many versions of this hair. Oh wait, I can just go right. Oh shit. No, I cannot. I'm on the wrong layer, guys. The wrong layer. Imagine being NDA for your own project. Well, sometimes, like, you know, we don't share all the details. Share some of the details. Yeah. Slow roll, what's happening. Like, that's kind of... Like, even though I'm streaming this, only the people that watch my stream know what this book cover looks like. So that's also like the title of it hasn't been announced yet either, which is why I used you know, stupid phrases to test fonts and stuff, because it's all you know, it's not common knowledge yet. Man, I did a whole bunch of stuff on the wrong layer. Yeah, shoot. I'm losing track of what I'm doing. So many layers everywhere. You know, when my end screen says brought to you by 83 layers, 83 unnamed layers, this one, I think I'm in the hundreds with this. Like, I know this says 30s. But this is just the back cover. I've definitely deleted a lot. And there's copies of copies of copies. One of my goals for this year is to get more efficient, more streamlined. I missed it. What did Eric Karen do? I can turn Art Karen off. I just think it's super entertaining to watch you argue with her. It's not even working right. I think the API, not the API. I think I need a new key. New token. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. New token. There. Art Karen has been put away. gonna sit here and make noises. I'll figure out where the... Did I accidentally close my chat? No, I didn't. Okay, anyway. Oh, I'm on the mask. Do that. They're gonna do, I don't know, this color. So, for your visual novel, are you going to self-publish? Are you putting it on a site? Where's it going? Why am I need to base this again. This section looking weird. The color, not like the color is looking weird. Gotta run. All right. I will be chatting with you later. Have a good stream. I'll see you there. Does my command work anymore? I'm typing on the wrong computer. Let's do this. Alright, whatever. My command's not working. Follow Omega Soul if you're not following Omega Soul. Streams all the Pokemon things. Like the master of all that is Pokemon. He knows things that even Nintendo doesn't know about Pokemon. Okay, I stand by my statement. Oh, my child is home from track practice. I was on Final Fantasy for a little bit yesterday. You know, instead of actually doing something productive. I was like, I'm gonna do some stuff in the Mogpendium. I did not. Like, I'm not waiting 18 minutes for Duty Roulette. Mm-mm. I want to play now. Alright. Oops. I need to put the like the boxes in where the text is gonna go. I still wanna something right there. I just wanna do that. I can still be like thin and doing stuff. I just wanna a little bump right there. I need to... It's been like 2 hours. I need to get up and... Oh, okay. I will see you later. Have a good stream. I'm gonna, take a little break. Because I need to. I'll be back in a few minutes. Whoa, I almost stopped the whole stream. That's not what we're trying to do here. I'll be right back. we're gonna keep arting some stuff. Yes. Let's see. There's that button that does a thing, I'm pretty sure. You know how I was all like fine with this hairline? And I'm like, walked away, came back. Let's play with it some more. Yay. Hi, Sil. How you doing? It's like, just don't know, guys. I don't know. Okay, I think that's better. I do this. I'm not gonna add that. I'm not gonna combine it down to the other layer yet. I'm gonna marinate on it for a minute. The other thing is, the hair is not growing out of her head right here. And I could do like I'm gonna keep that like that for now. Wow, 2 zoomed out. The downside to having these both in the same canvas. Zooming out gets a little weird sometimes. I'm gonna merge this down. That got rid of my mask though. That worked. It's kind of hacky, but there's a better way to do that. Okay. Plan of attack now. So we are going to go from back to front. Really block out these P's and Q's, make sure our strands are separated the way we want them. Maybe not quite so messy as I'm doing it right now. You know what, actually, this would be a good time to crank that stabilization up a bit. Need to do more of a blender. So don't make this too muddy. Do I have a blender? I mean, I have lots of blenders. Do I have a blender that's gonna do what I want it to do? I wonder if this has those same similar settings that they gave to the blur tool. Yeah, they did. Blending quality. So if you change the color mixing mode, yeah, you change it to running color. You can change it to a high quality blending, and it doesn't mush everything together as much. Let's see how far back. There we go. Let's go back to here. Let's see. So this is with high quality turned on, and this is with just the regular setting, so you can see how quickly that just does like a really heavy blur basically. Whereas the high quality preserves that texture to some degree, which is actually really good for something like hair, because then you're not just blending away everything you put in there. I mean, it's still only gonna do so much. You can still definitely overblend with this, but it's gonna be a little tougher too. But it really does act like more of a blur than a blend, because, well, let's do smear. Nope, I don't like that. Because the blend is gonna stretch the color a bit more. So if you're pulling from a darker to a lighter color, it's gonna pull that darker color in, and vice versa. what I want to do is just kind of go around the edges of these front strands. I'm just going to take that blend tool and just kind of pull that shading in the direction of the hair behind it. does this not seem as dark as what I have on here before? It's like I can't get it dark enough or something. I need to duplicate this. I'm still seeing like layers underneath. Yep. Mm. Mm. I don't know about how this is looking. feel like on the other side it was okay, and I feel like on this side it's making a mess. There's more conflicting swirls, I think, on this side. Hmm. So I think I'm on a blender and not the thing I need. I think I've fallen back into just picking at this hair. Because I am way too zoomed in. Oh, I just saved it. I meant to. I mean, I needed to save it, but I was like, oh, I need to. Just want to try this silk brush again. I really like this brush. The cursor is wild. The way it changes direction with your stroke. That is tough. That is also way too big. So how do I get it to not do that? I don't think it's in the brush settings. It's gotta be in here somewhere. Not privacy, that's not what I want. I want preferences. Cursor. There we go. Perfect. Okay, this is definitely gonna be better for like highlights. So something I want to do. Oh my god, so many layers. I don't even think half of these have anything on them. No. Yeah, okay. And duplicate again. Then alpha lock it. And then we're gonna take this, we're gonna take the darkest color. That should eliminate any issues with the hair underneath whatever heckin' layer it's on. Poking through. Oops. Yeah. It's messing with like the way the blending's looking. And it keeps making me have to redo stuff. That makes me sad. Nobody wants to keep having to redo things. Over and over. I'm not really sure what this color is hanging out back here. I don't know, something like blending weird right there. Also been in this one spot way too long. So let's go somewhere else. Yeah, like the same. I must have some color underneath, like I was messing around with. Doesn't seem super noticeable from a distance. So I'm not gonna worry about it too much, I guess. I need to get these extra parts off this layer because it's gonna be nuts. Better. Better. Part of me wants to just go through and redo all of this section by section, because I'm just like going back trying to fix and redo and fix and redo. Yeah, I'm really just kind of blending this all in and nothing. Alright, here's what I need to do. I definitely need to take a break from this. Kind of just spinning my tires at this point. I mean, I basically got this hairline issue figured out. It's really the last big thing is the hair. And it's just refining and bringing it all together. Anyway, I think I'm gonna call it there. Sometimes it's just time to walk away. Not completely. This sounds so permanent. I'm also thinking if I change that green in the dress, I should probably change the green in the mask and make that same blue. And I think that's an issue for another day. So, we'll leave it there. I work on this a bit more later. Tomorrow's Thursday, so stream tomorrow, I hope. Tomorrow night. Anyway, it was nice having a little daytime stream. So, I would like to, hopefully someday, do more daytime streams. But for now, it's, when I get days off during the week. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!